So in addition to the 2 warrants that we're going to take you on today, you have 3 additional warrants that are non-extraditable out of Denver that you need to go take care of.
I am aware.
Okay, so that's 5.
And then I was also, like I said, I came here to the Canvas Credit Union because I had to.
I'm going to tell you that's not going to fly today. Airport office is going to explain that to you, so we can quit going over that piece of information.
We're going to go ahead and make contact with them right now. It's hey buddy, it's okay. It's okay. Relax. Just remember to do it right. More for your rest. Relax. Okay, relax. Deep breath. Calm down. We're good.
A potential terrorist nabbed, a social media star gone bust. That's how people talk about Daniel Larson these days. The guy who went from a goofy internet phenomenon to a federal criminal facing decades in the slammer. Just a few years ago, Larson was the king of TikTok, pulling in millions of views with his tone-deaf singing, ridiculous claims about his Hollywood career, and a sloppy lifestyle that had viewers both intrigued and grossed out. He crowned himself a singer, a songwriter, even a presidential candidate, becoming a living meme that the internet ate up. But behind the mocking laughter was a domino effect of screw-ups. From harmless stunts to petty scams, then public outbursts of violence, and finally terrorist threats so serious the FBI had to step in. Each falling domino dragged Larson deeper into the abyss, turning his digital spotlight into the cold shadow of a jail cell. So what turned a living meme into a societal menace? It probably started with his unbelievable antics and a growing delusion fueled by a toxic online crowd and the unhinged chaos in Larson's own head.
Police are on their way.
John
I'm
Summit,
going to need to ask you to
Daniel,
leave.
John Summit told me to ask you if you've showered any time recently.
Okay, I'm going to need to ask you guys to leave.
You still smell like poop.
So why are you taking pictures of this man? Leave him alone.
I'm security. He's a pedophile.
How do you do that? What? Yeah, show me.
Come on, sir, tell him to bring it.
Okay, I'm on the phone with
Get out,
fucking
now!
police.
You have a warrant for your fucking arrest.
Holy shit.
Call the police.
Back in 2020, Daniel Larson, a 21-year-old kid from Colorado, burst onto TikTok with the handle A Daniel Larson Fans, proclaiming himself a singer-songwriter and a rising star. His videos, a train wreck of off-key crooning, rambling about a non-existent music career, and wild boasts about imaginary connections to celebs like Grace VanderWaal. In one October 2020 clip, he boldly declared, "I'm about to sign with Universal Music, and Grace is my girlfriend." Spoiler, zero evidence backed any of it, but it was weirdly entertaining. Picture this guy scarfing down food like a slob, rocking filthy clothes, and spinning incoherent tales about his fame. One Reddit user nailed it. Watching Daniel is like staring at a car crash. You know it's bizarre, but you can't look away. TikTok, with its love for all things weird, ate Larson's shtick right up. They dubbed him Mr. President after he claimed he was running for president in 2020, a laughably absurd idea that sent his videos viral. Memes about Daniel Larson versus Hollywood flooded the internet, with comments crowning him TikTok's king or cringe legend. A few die-hard fans even bought into his star fantasy, tossing him cash via Cash App to support his music career. By late 2020, Larson's TikTok account had ballooned to over 36,000 followers, with his most famous video, Quandale Dingle, racking up 1.3 million views. Larson was hooked on the attention. He saw the views and comments as proof he'd made it, oblivious to the fact that most of his audience was just mocking him. During a Zoom livestream in October 2020, he belted out songs and babbled about his Hollywood dreams, shrugging off the sarcastic comments flooding in. But this initial blaze of fame drew a dangerous crowd. Trolls on Discord and Reddit, posing as managers or producers, started egging him on to do even weirder stuff. The cracks were already showing. Diagnosed with autism, ADHD, bipolar disorder, and suspected schizophrenia, Larson had zero mental health support. After his grandmother, his main caregiver, died in 2019, he was homeless, clinging to his phone to keep his online presence alive. That fleeting taste of fame, instead of being a golden ticket, it was the first domino in a chain of disaster. Daniel Larson's downfall didn't happen overnight, but the red flags popped up fast through a string of unhinged antics. The irony? Early on, some fans saw his bizarre behavior as his brand, a quirky spice in the bland soup of TikTok content. To them, Larson was the poster boy for cringe content, the dumber and weirder, the more addictive. But that half-serious, half-mocking encouragement only egged him on, pushing him deeper into his unstable spiral. In his live streams, Larson started acting crazier and more irrational. He'd snap at restaurant workers over minor slights, brazenly trespass to charge his phone, or scream nonsense into the camera like he was chatting with imaginary foes. This wasn't just funny weird anymore, it had people wondering if they were watching a performance or a guy genuinely losing his grip.
Dude's freaking out. Holy sh**. Hey, someone get security, this guy's freaking out. So, hey, this guy's freaking out. Someone get security. He's knocking shit over. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, back up.
I don't care. You're going to jail. I know security.
One moment in May 2021, dubbed the May 6th incident by the internet, stole the spotlight. During a live stream, Larson accidentally revealed some seriously inappropriate behavior, turning initial curiosity into real concern. From that point, the thin line between funny internet meme and public menace vanished. Videos that once got awkward laughs now served as evidence of his unraveling. Larson yelling in the streets for no reason, threatening random passersby, and defiantly staring down the camera like he was daring the world to stop him. Fans used to his entertaining oddity started to worry his stunts had crossed a line, prompting the question, is this just attention-seeking or a legit sign of cluelessness and apathy? Skepticism quickly turned into outrage. Larson's videos got mass-reported, leading to his main TikTok account getting the boot by late 2021. That should have been a wake-up call, but Larson doubled down. Instead of stepping back, he kept creating new accounts, streaming with a reckless don't-care attitude. The more he got banned, the more he pushed back, deliberately churning out edgier, more extreme content just to prove nobody can stop me. Behind those increasingly unhinged videos was a dangerous delusion that all attention, good or bad, equaled fame. This warped belief pulled Larson further from reality, treating audience reactions not as warnings but as fuel to keep shocking people. That arrogance sent him spiraling deeper into controversy, a vortex he mistook for stardom. And from there, he started milking the attention for profit, kicking things off with a fake concert in 2022 that would crank his infamy to a whole new level. In June 2022, Daniel Larson dropped a bombshell announcement about what he called the biggest turning point of his life, a massive concert at a Denver, Colorado park. With a smug grin in his promo videos, he promised to perform original tracks like Roaring Thunder and Merry Go Round. He painted a dazzling picture, top-notch sound and lights, thousands of screaming fans, and himself stepping into true stardom. To make this dream real, Larson begged fans to donate via Cash App, setting a ludicrous goal of $5,000, way out of step with his actual credibility or organizational skills. His hype videos were stuffed with empty boasts. "This'll be the biggest event Denver's ever seen," he declared, as if success was already in the bag. But behind the glitzy promises was a stark reality. No permits, no venue, no band, not even a basic plan. In short, the concert existed only in Larson's head and his big mouth. Shockingly, some gullible fans bought the hype. According to posts on the Daniel Larson subreddit, Larson pocketed between $700 and $1,200. It wasn't his target, but it was more than enough to expose the blind faith of some followers. They sent cash, expecting a legendary moment, only to get stonewalled by silence. On the big day, the Denver park was a ghost town. No stage, no speakers, no mic, no show. All his promises were pure hot air. The truth hit like a sledgehammer, and the internet exploded with rage. Donors demanded refunds, but Larson went dark. One furious Reddit user wrote, "He took everyone's money and ghosted. This isn't a joke anymore." Once seen as a harmless oddball who sparked laughs, Larson was now branded a blatant scammer. His TikTok followers plummeted from around 50,000 to 30,000 in just weeks. The fragile trust in this quirky TikTok star shattered, and his image crumbled. What stunned people most was Larson's reaction to the fiasco. Instead of owning up or trying to fix things, he flew into a rage. He posted a string of videos, screaming, cursing, and pinning the blame on a non-existent management team.
So-called management, which I later found out was fake, they ended up getting me to go onto TikTok Live and go completely nude on live. And at the time, there was 3,000 people. 3,000 people in that live.
At one point, he even threatened to sue the fans who dared call him out. "You're all my enemies. I'll drag you to court." These outbursts weren't entertaining anymore. They revealed unraveling mind, random fits of anger, paranoid rants about conspiracies against him, and a fading grip on what was real versus internet pranks. This scandal unwittingly opened a darker chapter. It turned Larson into a juicy target for trolls. Where they once teased him for laughs, they now saw a perfect mark, a volatile, unstable guy desperately clinging to any attention. They upped their game, posing as music producers and sending fake messages to goad him into weirder, even riskier stunts, dangling empty promises of reclaiming his fame. From a fake concert, Daniel Larson didn't just lose the trust of his few remaining fans. He turned himself into a pawn in the internet's cruel game. 2023 marked the turning point when Daniel Larson's antics stopped being quirky and veered into outright dangerous territory. Once just an internet clown sparking laughs with his absurdity, his actions now stirred a different feeling: unease. The Olive Garden incident in December 2023 was a glaring example. During a packed lunch rush at a Colorado Olive Garden, Larson yanked the fire alarm, setting off blaring sirens and sending panicked customers scrambling. Then, with delusional bravado, he declared he was executing a citizen's arrest on the entire staff. A camera caught him bellowing, "You're all breaking the law," before security tackled and dragged him out. The clip spread like wildfire, stripped of any harmless entertainment vibe. Some viewers remarked acidly, "This isn't just a weirdo anymore, this is a guy out of control." If Larson once made people chuckle, now he made them shudder. But Olive Garden was just the opening act for a darker spiral. That same year, Larson dove into a far graver mess involving teen singer Grace VanderWaal. His obsession with her wasn't new, but 2023 saw it explode into dangerous behavior. In videos and live streams, he name-dropped Grace constantly, claiming a special connection and calling her the sole inspiration for his music career. At first, many dismissed it as his usual nonsense, but vicious trolls poured fuel on the fire, posing as fans and messaging him that Grace genuinely cared about him, feeding his delusions.
This message is to Grace VanderWaal and to the fans. We are officially dating.
In July 2023, delusion turned to action. Larson showed up at a Colorado movie theater where Grace was supposedly attending an event. Phone in hand, he boasted. "Grace is waiting for me. We're making an album together." Reality hit hard. Security blocked him, kicked him out, and slapped him with a no-return order. Instead of waking up, Larson doubled down, posting videos threatening to destroy the theater. This was the moment even those who saw him as a joke couldn't laugh anymore. VanderWaal's family had to speak out, demanding he stop. A chilling Reddit comment summed it up. "He's not just obsessed, he's dangerous. Someone needs to step in before it's too late." From there, Larson's trajectory crashed hard. In 2023, he was arrested at least 3 times on charges from trespassing and disturbing the peace to violent threats. One of the worst was an assault on a convenience store worker. Security footage captured Larson shoving and berating the employee in front of customers. The video went viral, torching the last scraps of goodwill the public had for him. From cringe clown, Daniel Larson was now bluntly called a public menace. The online community split hard. A few expressed pity, arguing he was a victim of troll manipulation and needed mental health treatment, not mockery. But most had run out of patience, sarcastically dubbing him a real-life ticking time bomb. His follower count tanked from 30,000 to under 10,000, a stark symbol of the collapse of his fragile, oddball-fueled fame. The scariest part, Larson still didn't get it. In a flurry of response videos, he denied every charge, insisted he was set up, and even claimed the FBI was tracking him to stop his rise to stardom. In one live stream, he screamed, "They don't want me famous, but I won't." These rants weren't entertaining anymore. They exposed glaring signs of paranoia, power fantasies, and untreated schizophrenia.
This is a message to the feds, the FBI, CIA, US government, and Bob and everybody on Earth. Better not try to twist what I am saying and take little bits and pieces of my social media and try to incriminate me and try to press charges on me. You guys are trying to take what I say, take the things that I've said, and twist the entire story around. If anyone does that, there will be a massive, massive lawsuit. I am friends with Donald J. Trump, and when he's president, I will make sure that he takes down the feds.
His repeated arrests obliterated his already drained finances. Larson sank into chronic homelessness, drifting with just his phone, the only tool propping up his delusion of being an internet star. But to the public, he'd become something else entirely. A living testament to the downward spiral when attention, delusion, and mental instability collide in the social media age. The final blow came on May 2, 2024, when Daniel Larson was nabbed by the FBI at Clear Creek County Jail in Colorado. The name once tied to internet clown antics was now stamped in a federal criminal file, charged with 7 heavy counts. 6 for using or threatening explosives and 1 for interstate threats. If his stunts were once shrugged off as quirky content, this indictment slammed the door shut. This wasn't fodder for consumption anymore. It was a criminal case that could strip away his freedom for life. Court records from the Colorado District Court reveal that from July 2023 to March 2024, Larson posted chilling videos on TikTok and YouTube, threatening to bomb iconic targets: a local courthouse, the White House, FBI headquarters, even a non-profit center. What froze the public wasn't just his raging tone, but the terrifying specifics. He detailed bomb-making methods, attack timings, and chosen targets. In one video, he screamed, "I know how to make bombs, and I'll blow up the White House if they don't answer me." Words that turned an obscure streamer into a national security threat. At first, some viewers thought this was just another wild roleplay from him, but when FBI agents issued public warnings, the tone shifted. Larson didn't back down. He doubled down, taunting the feds in a live stream. "You think I'm scared? I'm the one in control." This arrogance forced authorities to treat him like a legitimate extremist, no different from a domestic terrorist. At his hearing, Judge Norman Reed Norrider flat out rejected all bail requests, declaring, "The defendant's behavior is escalating. No conditions can ensure community safety." Under the sentencing guidelines, Larson faces up to 65 years in prison and $1.5 million in fines, a punishment that doesn't just end his tattered online career but could lock him away for good. The contrast is stark, from a harmless weirdo who sparked internet chuckles to a dangerous criminal society needs to cage. A Twitter user asked bitterly, "How does an internet joke turn into a fake terrorism rap?" Videos once spliced into memes are now courtroom evident. A Reddit comment cut deep, "He obliterated everything himself. This isn't a joke anymore, it's a collective tragedy." American media pounced. framing the case as a poster child for the internet's dark side. CNN called Larson proof that a mocked clown can become a real threat if unchecked. Rolling Stone slammed platforms. TikTok and YouTube's algorithms amplified a disturbed figure, turning extremist threats into trending content. Vice posed a gut-punch question. How many Larsons are out there abandoned to social media's exploitation before one turns delusion into reality? The bitter irony, even in jail, Larson clung to his delusion. Instead of remorse, he smuggled out videos claiming to be a victim of trolling and insisting, "I'm not guilty, they forced me into this." His excuses fueled public outrage. A YouTube commenter wrote, "I used to think he just needed help. Now I've got zero respect left." As the prison doors closed, Daniel Larson's online career vanished into silence. From a viral sensation with hundreds of thousands of followers, he became a textbook case of a digital age tragedy, where blind attention, self-deluded grandeur, and untreated mental chaos combine to ignite a destructive blade. Larson's story leaves a cold lesson. Views might give a fleeting sense of power, but the fallout from unchecked actions lasts a lifetime. Perhaps the most haunting part isn't the 65-year sentence, but the brutal truth behind it. A society that once laughed at a man's disorder ended up helping push him to the brink. When the laughter dies, all that's left is a heavy silence. The silence of a ruined life and a generation forced to ask, how many more Daniel Larsons are lost in the shadows of social media? The burning question after Daniel Larson's saga is this. How does a guy once seen as just a quirky internet oddball end up accused of fake terrorism? The answer is complicated, but it offers hard-hitting lessons, not just for Larson, but for society as a whole. First, attention addiction is a real disease. For centuries, people sought validation through family, work, or community. In the internet age, that's flipped. Views, likes, and shares are the new currency of worth. Daniel Larson wasn't the first and won't be the last to get snared in this trap. The weirder, more shocking, or extreme the video, the more algorithms boost it. For someone mentally fragile, those rewards are like a drug. Larson became a living case study. Once hooked on the spotlight, he couldn't stop. Each video was just a springboard to something riskier. A Reddit user put it bitterly. He forgot where the line was. Every video was a game of Russian roulette with his own life. This isn't just Larson's story, it's a warning for anyone. When attention becomes your only goal, collapse is just a matter of time. Second, the power and cruelty of the online mob. The internet wasn't just where Larson chased an audience, it's where he became a collective punching bag. At first, mocking him was harmless fun for many. But once the crowd saw how easily he could be manipulated, trolls crafted fake scenarios, managers, producers, rabid fans, to trick him into increasingly unhinged acts. This game quickly turned into a dark social experiment. The online community didn't just watch a man's downfall, they actively helped push him off the cliff. The saddest part, to many, it was just entertainment content. They forgot there was a real person behind the screen with real psychological wounds. Third, the gaping hole in mental health support. Daniel Larson wasn't just some crazy internet guy. He was homeless, grappling with a laundry list of disorders. Autism, ADHD, bipolar, even suspected schizophrenia. Yet, instead of treatment or support, he was left on society's fringes. The internet became his only source of validation, even if it came from mocking laughter. Larson's story forces us to ask, how many others are out there, abandoned by society, with no support system, finding their existence only through online clicks? Every internet tragedy might hide a deeper societal failure we've ignored. Fourth, personal responsibility can't be dodged. Sure, external factors played a part, but Larson owns his choices. He was warned repeatedly yet chose to defy the law, hurl threats, and cling to delusions of being a victim. The lesson is clear, empathy doesn't equal excuses. Your starting point might be rough, but what you choose to do defines your fate. In today's world, blaming trolls, algorithms, or circumstances might soften the blow, but it never erases the consequences. Larson chose defiance, and the cost was total collapse. Finally, a wake-up call for creators and consumers alike. To content creators, attention is a double-edged sword. The harder you chase it at all costs, the easier you lose yourself. To viewers, every view, comment, and share shapes a real person's fate. The internet can crown a star overnight, but it can also turn them into a collective tragedy if we treat them as mere entertainment. In the end, Daniel Larson's tragedy lays bare an ugly truth. When a society values mocking laughter over empathy, and when an individual prioritizes attention over accountability, collapse is just a matter of time. Daniel Larson's story is like a warped mirror of modern internet culture, a place where the line between entertainment and tragedy gets blurred by views, where attention, good or bad, is mistaken for a prize. Larson started as a harmless cringe phenomenon, but the brutal churn of social media turned his antics into a catastrophe. From quirky videos pulling millions of views, he slid through a cascade of screw-ups, scams, violence, harassment, and finally terrorist threats. Trolls, while fanning the flames, were just the spark. The real roots of Larson's downfall were his lack of control, his addiction to attention, and untreated mental issues that sent him plummeting. This tragedy also lays bare the internet's power and cruelty. A fragile person can be hailed as a legend, mocked as a clown, and ultimately pushed towards self-destruction. Now, behind the bars of Clear Creek County Jail, Daniel Larson is no longer Mr. President or TikTok's king. He's just a societal outcast, facing decades in prison and a bleak future. The cost of chasing all attention as success wasn't just losing himself, it was losing his freedom. A lesson: not every spotlight is an opportunity. On social media, a single click can turn you into a joke, a view can fuel dangerous behavior, but when the laughter fades, the consequences are real, from reputation to career to an entire life. In the end, no amount of views could save Larson from his cell, and no meme can mask the real tragedy: a person who vanished right before our eyes.